All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, so just kind of looking back at some of the fights that have been taking place this past couple of weeks and months. And of course, this is fight week. You know, we got a big fight coming up this Saturday. Alexa Grasso's taking on Valentina Shevchenko in the rematch. I just was, kind of looking at the lay of the land once again of flyweight. And right now, I have to say, I like the position everybody's in. I like the matchups that have been made. And the outcomes of all the fights, they've been satisfying to me. Like I said, I don't go in with these high standards with certain fights, whenever you have the best fight and the best, thinking that, the fight's going to be like some type of barn burner. But as long as we have some type of decisive result where we can say, okay, this person does look like this or they look like that, I'm cool with that, and I know a lot of people weren't happy with the Tyler Santos, Aaron Blanchfield fight on how it looked. But I think we learned something from Aaron in that fight. We learned something from Tyler. We learned something from the Manon fight. We learned something from Rose out of that fight, where they all stand right now. So with that being said, with the fighters that won these past couple of fights, I do have to say, with the way the top of the division is looking right now, I believe that I do believe that the belt right now won't be in like a dominant hand of a champion for a while again. I believe that these flyweights at the top, each one of them at some point, I think they will be able to touch that belt. All right. And I say that because, I just think that right now with the skill sets of these fighters and the mentality on how they approach fights, I just I get that thought process going, and I'm looking at these girls like I haven't seen too many other fighters before like come in with this level of toughness and dog in them, or even like the level of IQ. These girls right now, they really are taking the fights into their hands and saying, let me go ahead and utilize what I have to win, whether you like it or not. That's how I feel like Aaron did and Manon. Like we all thought, okay, because Manon was this big, like she would go in and, monster through Rose. But there came a point when Rose was holding her own in the fight. So, Manon still had to backtrack and do some different things in there to, make sure she could grasp a win. And then the opposite kind of happened with Aaron, where her fight started rough, and she, was eating some big shots. She took it in her hand and said, okay, let me find what else I have that I can use on Tyler and win this fight. Sometimes in the past we've seen some fighters, they could just kind of get settled into one groove and one specialty and they fall short. But I think we know with these fighters now, with the way they fight, they take it into their hands and they go in there and say, okay, let me utilize what I have, and they find something to go in and stop their opponent, or just take over in a fight. And it started with Alexa Grasso. I got to give Alexa Grasso props. She's the one that stopped the dominant reign of Valentina. And when I seen her and what these other girls are doing, it shows that they studied the champ. They studied the champ and said, okay, this is what she's doing. Like, she's a well-rounded fighter, and we have to take that same approach. But we also got to be a little disrespectful in it. We got to stop over-respecting our opponent, and we got to go in there and start stepping on toes in there. We got to go in there and say, hey, we're just as strong, we're just as good. We don't care what the fans say. Boring or not, we're going to make this thing work. If it's ugly, we still going to make it work because we want to win, right? And I think with the mentality of these fighters, so number one, the well-rounded skills, I think, of these fighters in the top 5 are going to put them in some type of position to win the belt because, again, they'll have like a plan A or plan B to go to. They're not going to be stuck in one gear. Like some of the fighters that Valentina have defended against, they would get caught up in one specialty. They couldn't make adjustments in the fight. I think the best ones that we've seen were Joanna and Jennifer Maia, right, that made certain adjustments to, even win around. But I think with the fighters now, they train in different disciplines now, and they understand like when they come up short in one fight or they don't look good in another fight or something doesn't look right, they go back and start tweaking it, and you see Aaron starting to tweak her striking. And I think her next level will be her striking defense, so I think that's going to help her. Right now, she's worked on her strength in her cage wrestling. She'll probably go back and work on her takedown. So, you'll see her improve in the next fight. So I think each of these fighters, they have more to work with. So that well-roundedness is going to help them touch the belt. And number 2, I'll say is that that level of what that mentality level, of wanting to go in there and be the best now. You have a lot of these fighters that were on the come up, but barely when they were number 10, they were already saying, I want to fight Valentina, and they're still rocking with it. Nobody's really backtracking. Aaron was saying that before she fought Andrade, that there comes a point she wants to, go in there and be the one to do it. Of course, Grasso got to it first, but, you hear that mentality from these fighters. They're trying to hash it out right now to see who gets the next shot, Manon or Aaron. And now you got Grasso still keeping that same energy, saying, I'm going to go in here and stop Valentina. She did it once, and, she wants to do it again. So I think, with that mentality plus the well-roundedness, it's going to keep these girls in a it's going to keep them kind of in that musical chair thing, where you're going to see them touch the belt. And I don't really see anybody. So with everybody touching the belt, that's the one thing we're going to have to deal with, is not seeing a dominant champion. And I know some people on the channel, over my channel, they've said before that they like it that way. They don't want to see a dominant champion because they get a little bored when one fighter continues to hold the belt. Me, I like it either way. I would like to see somebody hold that belt for a long time, especially with this era of flyweights, because that would tell you, like, wow, this girl, whoever gets the belt and they can defend it, they're fighting some tough girls, and they can really adjust because they're showing they're a next level complete fighter, right? Like if Grasso was able to do it, I'd be like, wow, I'd really take my hat off to her if she beat Valentina again and go on some type of 4 or 5 defense run. Even if she couldn't top 7, 4 or 5 would be impressive. But yeah, I don't think right now we'll see a dominant champion with those other top reasons, like why I say everybody will touch the belt, is because, there's too many well-rounded fighters. And, some of these girls, I think they will be able to find a weakness in that person in a fight, even if it is kind of like a close fight. Like, it's going to come down to who's the best chess player, like it'll be back and forth, or it'll be a cautious fight where somebody's over-respecting somebody, but eventually somebody's going to have that one weapon to edge out the fight. So there'll be some close ones here, or there'll be some unanimous decisions, or, there might be a surprise stoppage, but I don't see just one person, running through, even through this next era. Like, even if Grass was to win this fight, I don't see her holding it that long. Or if, like, Aaron does get it, I don't see her holding that long. Or if Manon wins it, I don't see her holding it that long. I mean, I could see who they could beat to get the belt. Like, I think, so let's say if Aaron got it next, like, Aaron goes in there and fights Grasso or Valentina, she might have something in there at that moment to get her through. It's either that toughness or that relentless pressure. And if she's tightening her defense up and she's able to get a submission win over, say, a Grasso win, right? But then she fights Manon, and I think Manon has the movement and the strength and the style to beat her, right? But then if Manon fights like Valentina or something, she might lose to her. You know what I mean? Then you see Valentina back to being like a 2-time champion, So I think that right now, with the way the division is, everybody will kind of touch that belt at some point. Maybe somebody might get one defense or two defenses. We never know. But I just think that with the evolution of the division, which is what people want to see, they want to see tougher fighters. It's going to bring for interesting. It's going to bring for like an interesting matchup game right now. The way fighters are going to be. The way fighters are going to be matched up right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens this Saturday. Though Valentina, she's got her hands full again. She's got her hands full again because I think this awakens something in her that, I think it awakens something in her, but at the same time, I think it brought something. It's going to bring something new out of her that she's never faced before, of course, right? Because she's run this division. She was undefeated at flyweight, right? She was undefeated at 125, so she faced something new. Now she has to face this level of humility that, she's never seen before in this division for, this long, right? So we'll see what she's able to do, if she can go back, get that belt. But even then, I think if she touches it, with the way the girls are now, I don't see her holding it like for no 7 or 8 title defenses. But guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. It's a good day for flyweight. It's a good day for flyweight. I like the way everything is going. Well-rounded fighters, going to keep the belt moving around a little bit, keeping everybody sharp, and people won't have to worry about getting bored now, just saying, oh, these other girls are one-dimensional, taking on an average champion. But to me, I never thought Valentina's average, you know, just because the other girls weren't showing up. I still think she's one of the best fighters. But let me know what y'all think, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.